So I'm sitting here at the end of a very long day. And by day, I mean 24 hours. Um, my brother arrived about this time last night for a visit on his way to see my dad, who I haven't really been in touch with other than a few conversations since 2016. And we had a good visit. It was fine. And then my family, my little nuclear family, came to visit today and left about an hour ago now. They should be home in about a half an hour. Everybody should be home in about a half an hour. And Ananda and I are sitting here on the couch, and I just wanted to show her. She's so beautiful. We both had a hard, long day, 24 hours, a lot of action, a lot of activity, and for her, she's a puppy. She doesn't understand any of the backstories, but family, it's always fraught. Well, my family is always fraught. I can only assume other people's families are always fraught. But we are, and we have been sitting here for about an hour, not trying, but just like, just letting all of the energies dissipate, all of the churned up everything dissipate and settle and come to calm, and from that calm then proceed forward, as the normal day-to-day, experience of life, the normal equilibrium sort of takes hold. It takes a while, though. And during this past hour, I've been thinking about a lot of things. The past two visits for my family, last Saturday and this Saturday, have been very become volatile for different reasons. Family is hard. Family is really hard because, well, for one general reason is because we carry on these stories about who we are and what happened before and why it happened and who did this and how all this came about and where we are now. I mean, usually it's not even where we are now. It's always about what happened before. And you tell the same stories over and over again. And, often this just leads, well, it leads some people to just leave their families because they can't escape the stories and the piled story. Sometimes the stories are really um, back people into corners where they have no ability to grow past the stories that are told about them over and over again, not only by their family members, but by their own selves, our own selves. Um, so we have these stories we pass down, and everybody sort of keeps telling them, and so they keep happening, they keep getting churned up, and we kind of keep going over the same ground over and over, and I was thinking about the stories that we tell ourselves as a culture, as a people, um, as humanity, as where we fit in all of this life. Um, and families are, one of those enduring sort of structures that pass down stories. But humanity is also a family of sorts. And I get an icky feeling when I say that, because I really kind of feel like, yes, humanity is a family, but it's also part of this whole being, whatever it is you want to call it, like humanity is a part of a larger being, life form. Um, and humanity's stories can be harmonious with that being, or um, toxic, to use an overused word. Um, just the way a family's stories can be, um, you know, it can give you roots. It can give you a feeling of belonging in the world. It can give you a place, something that is beyond your own small life. It can just give you a sense of being, of belonging in the world. And humanity also has these stories. We always have had these stories, and they're called myths. And um, religions are religions grow out of myths, but the myths are the basis. The stories are the basis. Um, and it matters what stories we tell ourselves. It matters. And Joseph Campbell is very famous within certain circles for tying together, like doing a really thorough research into the stories, the mythologies of peoples all over the world, and tying them together and seeing the patterns that seem to repeat across cultures that never even had contact with each other. But these motifs just keep popping up. The virgin birth is one of them, but there are certain patterns that he discovered. Sort of, you could sort of map them all over the world, like all cultures have these stories that sort of guide the individual, local person through life, which is a much larger thing. And we've always told these stories, and they are meant to guide us through the, the the pattern of life. And the pattern of life is, you're born. You're born and you're helpless, and you must depend upon people to care for you, and you learn how to be in the world. Like this puppy here. Brand new, this beautiful creature. And who has all the proper instincts and all of the faculties that she needs. But she needs guidance. She needs to know how to live well in this world and not get into trouble and not get killed, and not get sick and injured, whatever. So you're born into this sort of helpless state, and you are cast into this learning phase where you just gather all the knowledge you can and learn how to live in the world and be competent in the world and be strong in the world. But then there comes this time where you must sort of throw all of that off and trust in simply your own being and what you have learned about the world. Trust that whatever you need to know will come to you while you are authentically present in your life. Nietzsche, I should say, he wrote about this in the Zarathustra. It's the story of the camel, the lion, and the child. And so the camel is the child, is the original, the newborn. The camel says, put a load on me. And so you go through life and people put things on your back. They teach you things. They tell you how to be and everything you have to do in order to survive and succeed in the world. And you go through life and people tell you what to do and what you should do and how you should be. And sorry, I'm getting messages. It gets distracting. So you're a camel, and your job is to just take it, put a load on me, and everybody puts a load on you. And then at a certain point, you just, you can't take any more, and you run out. You run out into the desert. And this is Nietzsche's story, not mine, but the camel runs out into the desert with this giant load on him. And in the desert, I forget how it goes. Oh, and it's thus spake Zarathustra, I think is the work. But anyway, there's a dragon. there's a dragon called Thou Shalt. And on every scale of this dragon is written, it's the history of humanity. It's the accumulation of all the prescriptions and thou shalt that you must obey in order to live in human society. And so this camel runs out into the desert and it transforms into a lion. And the larger the load that camel carried, the more strong that lion is. So the more the camel took on initially, the stronger the lion is. And that lion, the job of that lion is to slay the dragon thou shalt, to just wipe out all of that history of like all of the human prescriptions. And when that lion kills the dragon thou shalt, it transforms into a child. And it's not the same child as the puppy here, who is still learning how to live in the world. It is the child that is simultaneously an adult, a true adult, not not a grown-up person pretending to be an adult who still feels like a child inside, but a true whole adult who then can live as a child, experience the world the way a child experiences it. That is to say, in the moment, and trusting that whatever they need is going to come when it is required. And they don't need to carry it around on their back like a camel anymore. So I was thinking about all these stories, the mythologies that humanity has told itself through the ages, to guide the individual local manifestations of life, the little people that we all are, each individual people, through this vast history, this vast pattern of human life. We are born, we are puppies, learning about life, we learn about life, we master life, and then we're like, what is this? Where are we? What have we mastered? Why are we here? And we go out into the desert and we slay the dragon, thou shalt, and find out who we are, become our true selves, and then go back into the world and interact from an authentic place instead of subservient, trying to fit in kind of place. We tell these stories, and we have always told these stories because we need that guidance. We need to know what the pattern is, and live in harmony with all of life. But humanity has gone off course. Humanity has been hijacked. We no longer tell stories that vivify, that help our puppies grow into whole human beings. Um, that was kind of weird, but our pups, our kids, our babies, we don't tell the stories that help them grow into whole human beings anymore. The things that we pile on our puppies, on our kids, are manufactured stories that are not vivifying stories. They are not mythologies. They are stories that are meant to grow an economy, not meant to harmonize with life. A woman gets pregnant. No, let's just go. No. Where do we start? Because it never ends. But let's start with the pregnant woman. Woman gets pregnant. What's the first thing that happens? The machine starts churning all of the things that you're supposed to do when you get pregnant, the baby showers and the presents and the registries, and the woman goes up and she's opening presents. Oh, sometimes she has her partner with her. Oh, wait, yeah. And they open the presents in front of everybody and they're oohing and aahing, and then the baby's born. Oh, maybe there's a gender reveal. Oh my God, please just fucking spare me that. Okay. And then the baby's born, and then there's more stuff to buy, and there's more stuff. And the things that you're introducing, the kids are introduced to is this economy. It's this manufactured round of predictable events. The year rounds with Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, all of these, markers that that revolve around making money, selling products. And the human life has become exactly the same thing. The events of the human life, birth, love, marriage, even death, is a business. And our stories are not vivifying. They are meant to perpetuate an economy that extracts that sucks the life out of our planet, our home. And we need a new story. We need a new human story that guides us through our lives and has nothing to do with the bottom line. That has nothing to do with Wall Street. but has everything to do with becoming whole human beings in an alive world, in an alive universe. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say right now. Sending lots of love.